Всем привет, ребят! Сегодня у нас вторая трансляция, посвященная Gamescom, и вроде в первый раз все более-менее не сильно плохо получилось, поэтому сегодня давайте посмотрим. Gamescom сегодня заканчивается, вот эта официальная трансляция, обещали ответы разработчиков, поэтому давайте посмотрим, чего там будет. И звук включу.
One of those players is first in my heart. Yeah, but he's a nice guy. Really? Yeah. Since when? When did this happen? Since yesterday. Since yesterday? What did I do yesterday? What's so special? I don't even know. Ah. To me, you'll always be special. But you know, Fallon said that you're pretty good. I think I'm gonna put that to the test though, because you know. Let's do it. Let's have a challenge. Chat, you can guess who's gonna be better.
Опять у нас комьюнити-менеджер и какой-то твичевый, видимо, стример.
Let's give it a try. We are here to show you Polish tanks, new Polish tier 10 most of the time, because Ducky is super excited
Они
to
снова
play.
будут нас показывать польские танки.
I've been here the entire time at Gamescom, so I haven't been able to get onto the comment test and play it. So I'm actually, you know, curious, because I kept seeing it on the stream, but no time to actually play it myself. Yes, exactly.
Чувак говорит, что он еще на поляках не играл. Вот этот бородатый, который стример, видимо.
But I was lucky because I had a chance to play on Tuesday actually on stream with QB already, but let's give it a try. Let's give it a try. I hope we have everything ready. Did you check before? Yeah, of course. Everything loaded. Yeah, you don't have like 15 HE or what was the initial loadout? 15 HE might actually work in this. Look how many FE.
Ну, в общем, они сейчас будут играть на поляках. О, какие поляки пошли. Огонь просто.
Yeah, better player, better PC. Better player, maybe better settings. Don't you want to do something crazy, or you want to properly?
Ты хочешь что-нибудь сделать безумное?
Like this.
Давайте сделаем что-нибудь безумное в World of Tanks.
You need to wait until the countdown before you can ping. That's how the game works. You know, I was so excited for the battle that I didn't.
Но, видимо, они загружают игру все еще.
Pushing down the two line? Yes. Alright, let's do it.
О, они смогли войти в бой. Офигеть. Привет всем, ребят. Роман Классик, Павел Дубровин, Александр Конников, в общем, Мазнео, привет всем. В общем, ждем ответов разработчиков. Сегодня я немножко не подготовился. Точнее, я знал, что сегодня будет стрим, но... Он говорит, что этот поляк, это гибрид из А3 с кем-то там.
And check the gun depth. Check the gun depth. It's how much is it from the front? Not bad. 10%. Minus 10. 8. Minus 8. Sorry. And side is minus 10. Then just like the 50 TP. Yep. You know, I'm gonna let you go first. Yes, exactly. I'm the meat shield.
Типа они решили расшануть, видимо. Про что ответы будут? Ну, про что будет спрашивать, про то ответы будут, не знаю. Про что. Посмотрим. Во-первых, посмотрим, кто будет отвечать, потому что это явно не Андрей Белецкий будет, скорее всего. Точнее, это точно не Андрей Белецкий будет. Что будет нездорово. О, ребята рашат на поляках. Поверили в себя.
Oh, how did I bounce this? Well, because you didn't
Как я не пробил, как говорит он.
We both made it. Wait, make
О, мы молодцы, мы забрались сюда.
They're shooting me like it. Typical. So typical. I can't turn like that. I'm safe.
Типичный World of Tanks, в общем.
Okay, wait, so I can shoot. Alright, let's show your turn.
Они не пробивают, в общем. Все как обычно. Это ж World of Tanks. Ребята, чего вы хотели, в принципе? Мне интересно, от кого показывают, от этого, от комьюнити-менеджера или от стримера лица?
Clan leader of fame, do something. Wait, I'll kill him, don't worry. See, there you go, I got him.
Ну, от комьюнити-менеджера показывают, ну, потому что он... Было видно, что он играет как комьюнити-менеджер. Что за фраера? Ну, один это твичевый какой-то стример, видимо, западный, а один это комьюнити-менеджер от Wargaming. Нахрен оно нужно, но скоро будут ответы разработчиков, мне интересно посмотреть. Я подумал, что вам тоже интересно, поэтому...
Let's go push this guy, let's go push this guy. He's playing somewhere down there. What do you mean push the... Let's go push this guy, he says. Oh my god. I bounced the button somehow, that's unbelievable.
Хотя нет, я был не прав.
Nice push, by the way, really. You know,
No signal,
you see that? That's
отлично.
your hole? That's my turret. Yeah, that's your turret right there. You see Isn't it pretty over there? And now he's going for you, Rocky. Help me. Kill him.
Это Gamescom, ребят. Если кто не в курсе... О, он Ягу будет танковать. Какие эмоциональные типы. Gamescom, выставка в Кёльне сегодня заканчивается уже, насколько я понимаю, до 25 числа. Тут дебилы это сила, но не всегда. Ну, выиграли же, нормально, чем. 2000 урончика настреляли. По бахам. Вот, посмотрим, чем нас Wargaming будет завлекать, кроме ответов разработчиков и кроме стрима каких-то непонятных стримеров. Дайкилзор, честно говоря, первый раз слышу. Он типа говорит, что отмазывается, что это первая битва, и я лучше обычно играю. Окей, говорит, ну...
What do you think so far? I mean, it's pretty good, except for my platoon mate. Like, and did you see my strong crew? You got the same guy 4 times. That might I have brothers. For example, for my black dog, I have sisters Becker. I like.
Они какого-то чувака обсуждают, видимо, который их убил.
Like the kills, or it was hard to remember, you know, before the stream. The Killzor, who's the Killzor? The Killzor. The Killzor. The Killmeister, I would say. The Killzor. The Killzor.
Killzor.
Привет, как дела?
Охренеть. Я, блин, уже сам начал с акцентом разговаривать. Чувак знает пару слов по-русски. Кайчик какой-то.
We can, yeah, let's do it. Not bad. You go first, obviously, yes, of course, right? Yeah. I will get this Jagdpanzer and the FV waiting for us. How about we load HC on our first shot, yes, in case we meet the AMX? No, you are behind me. Damn. I could have tracked you with the HC in front of me. Oh,
Он говорит, я могу сбить тебе гусеницу, потому что я сзади. Как тебе это?
And it'd be like somebody was team damaging me. They would fire me. They would fire me. At least a 1 week ban, right? Ban for life. Оп.
В общем, он говорит, ты же комьюнити гайс, ты можешь бан организовать нам. А что, какие-то ответы на вопрос будут, да, будут, кто-то из Wargaming будет отвечать. Посмотрим. Говорит, это фраг будет мой. А другой говорит, ты чё, дурак, он уже за скалой. Ребята снова поверили в себя. Блин, так неудобно, надо карту, чтобы вы видели. В общем, ребята стали второй раз упарываться. Новость, что хотят закрыть возвратную активность на Т-95Е2, решил докачать его с твинка, пока не закрыли активность. Нет, ну они как закроют? Скорее всего, те, кто уже участвует, они будут участвовать, а те, кто для новых, уже не будет.
Иван got crazy. Ivan, you can't use Ivan as a shield. That's not allowed.
Но это не точно. Еще надо что за танк на авиа? На какой авиа? На превьюшке, если это. Я не знаю почему, они не любят, вот я сколько не замечал, там тот же Quickie Baby, вот там топовый стример у них, ребят, по поводу режима цветовой слепоты, они вот любят вот так вот играть. У нас никто так не любит играть. У них вот это очень популярно. Режим цветовой слепоты. Они играют, да, на тесте, ну, на поляках, понятно, на тесте. У нас же на основу еще поляки не вышли. Быстро сыграли, кстати, нормально. Но один из них... Нормально. Привет, артиллеристы. Как тебе такой разработчик? Страдай. Страдай, как мы страдаем от артиллерии. Не только. Пойдем лучше поиграем. Ну, поиграем, ребят, успеем еще сегодня. Я думаю, что успеем. Сегодня выходные, можно поиграть.
So you're 3k damage, but my loss, it's not okay.
Типа он говорит, 3k дамажки это не очень для меня.
I got shot by the RD 3 times. The bad shot RD. He obviously saw who was the superior player. I am so sorry for you. You should be. I am so sorry for you. Terribly sorry. It's my fault. I made Ducky do this. Now I'm gonna think forever that the Polish tanks are bad because of you.
Он типа говорит, ты зафейлил мне каточку, я сейчас буду плохо думать о польских танках. Поэтому. Из-за тебя.
Okay. Or full HD. What do you mean full HD? I'm just, you know, it's on the common test anyways. I have 74 million credits. I can use those to my heart desire. I wish I had 74 million credits on my account. You remember when Frontline came out?
Типа мы на тесте играем, поэтому у нас.
Emphasis on I had 70 million credits. I have 0. Somehow between the end of Frontline and now I ran through 70 million credits. 70 million? Were you buying tanks or just clan wars? Just gold spamming. Ooh, Minsk. I haven't played this one yet. Yes.
Он говорит, что нафармил на линии фронта 70 лямов серебра. На превьюшке там француз какой-то, елка, наверное. Честно говоря, я даже не посмотрел.
Okay. Go first. I have something to take care of. I believe in you, Ducky. You should. I need to be like, you know, if you tell this to your team from fame, they will do it, right? They will do it. Because then they will get, like, you didn't do it, no space in team. So I'm guessing like this area is all meant like light tanks? Somewhere here. Yeah, we're going somewhere here. There's hull down actually over here.
Ну, чувак, так как на тесте не играл, этот комьюнити-менеджер ему пытается объяснить, куда ехать.
Yeah, but I figured this is like TD positions, I guess, in a way. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, here and here. Up, let's go around. Yeah, and it really looks like Minsk. I had this experience. I was living there for 8 months recently, so yeah, I've been to Minsk. Like Minsk.
Он говорит, что он жил 8 месяцев в Минске, и эта карта реально похожа на Минск. В Минске, говорит, холодно, но люди хорошие. Давайте попробуем эту позицию. И мы типа будем простреливать по центру, все будет клево. Стример говорит, я что-то чувствую себя как нуб, я тут первый раз. Типа прикрой, я сейчас ворвусь. Нормально, он сейчас ворвется. Ну, короче, ребята решили вообще не заморачиваться.
If we make it, it's good. If we make it, it's good.
Они на десятках играют.
Ouch, Arta, good. Fine.
Хорошо, все нормально.
Nice, 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 nice.
Так.
This is kind of nice for our hold down at least. Yes, yes, yes. You gotta be careful from the side, though.
Где они, откуда? Они на Gamescom играют. Откуда хз? Минск забрал город и в дамках. Ну, окей, как скажете. Я как этот стример ни разу не играл. Типа присматривает за Е75.
Why are you dead?
I died.
Не пробил.
That's why. I didn't have the best position, but
Комьюнити менеджер слился первый. Ну, это нормально.
It could work, I can see it.
Can work. Yep. With lower tank, maybe if I was underneath.
И он второй раз стреляет в одно и то же место, непонятно почему, надеется туда пробить. В БЗ 1.0 нет, ребят, не исчезнет, все нормально. Да, давайте в ангарчик уже. Харе там. Давай-ка еще одну каточку. Давай это будем запотеем. Будем стараться в этот раз. Сделаем вид, что в прошлый раз не старались. Давай на чем-нибудь другом сыграем, на поляках типа не везет. На супер конке. И типа full голду зарядить. Какие новости? Ну вот сейчас был. Я надеюсь, что-нибудь разработчики им отвечают. Особо новостей нет. Там в корабликах, кстати, довольно неплохие ивенты. Так что там скоро будет день рождения корабликов в сентябре. Будет какая-нибудь халявка. Так, Андрей Импозбер. Хорошо ли я знаю английский? Ну так себе знаю английский, на самом деле. У меня... Я вот понимаю, что у меня не хватает словарного запаса, не хватает каких-то технических терминов, чтобы переводить. То есть смысл какой-то я могу уловить, а вот дословно не очень. То есть, когда там, не знаю, какие-нибудь мультики я смотрю на английском, там иногда с субтитрами. Я поглядываю иногда с субтитры, чтобы там незнакомое слово узнать. Но мультики там просто, там язык не очень сложный, а вот как бы речь живая, она посложнее, потому что у меня явно слабенький словарный запас.
Yeah, it's also the most favorite tank down there. It's basically RTs and the FV.
Там какой-то у них танк стоит.
So 260 TPs here, one batched here. I'm trying to
Он пытается
be like Ducky, you know.
I would never send a batch out there.
I'm his biggest fanboy.
Ментально, в общем, расставить танки. Кому куда ехать. В чем необходимость это смотреть? Да, в принципе, никакой необходимости, ребят. Просто мне интересно, я все равно собирался это смотреть. Решил посмотреть вместе с вами. Типа, что, сильно умный, что ли? Ты знаешь, куда все поедут? Я смотрю это ради ответов разработчиков, которые будут чуточку попозже. Смотреть, как они играют, это, конечно, нет никакого смысла, но... Railman. Ну окей. Можешь не смотреть ради меня. Я как бы никого не принуждаю. Чувак попал, надо же. Не похоже было, что попал. Нормальная такая реклама поляков. Ребята сыграли 3 боя, слились. И такие, ну ладно, давай на суперконях поиграем. Что-то не идет на полях. На поляках.
Actually, when I need more spots, I wanna push the bottom side a bit.
You wanna push? That's gonna be hard. That's gonna be really hard.
Yeah, but it depends on what they have here.
Этот странный комьюнити-менеджер стремится пушить. У нас в игре это не работает, если что. Кто пушит, тот обычно умирает. Каждый должен же написать, интересно ему или нет, но это обязательно. Где эту трансляцию нашел? Ну, на официальный канал европейский, Wargaming. Вроде еще и на Твиче у них есть эта трансляция.
T100 took it all the way.
I can shoot him there, I can shoot him there. Where he is right now, I have a shot. If you can give him one.
Oh, I missed.
I missed as well.
Лошара.
But he's gonna be there in open.
Кланы на фарм, куда они делись? Цветут и пахнут. Пахнут хорошо, исключительно. В общем, в антикланах все замечательно. Скоро будет новое.
There should be nothing, and I'm loading HE for that FV in the back.
No.
I hope they.
Танканул бабаху. Я, говорит, сейчас постреляю по бабахе. Бонус-код в кораблях надо активироваться. Слушайте, блин, это старые бонус-коды, ребят, надо это их убрать уже давно. Я все собираюсь, сейчас уберу. Тут будут тоже, наверное, какие-то бонус-кодики, так что. Где их искать для кайников? Ну, в World of Tanks, Europe, напиши, найдешь.
I'm fine. Are you though? You are not fine. He is ramming you. Okay, you might be fine. I need you to.
Че, он еще раз хочет 40-05 танкануть?
Artie didn't fail.
I'm dead now.
You're dead now. Now it's all on me. I don't know if I can deal with the pressure.
За 70, здорово, спасибо.
You need to win it. You said you are going for win. Show me.
It's getting.
Show me.
I have 456 HP. How do you want me to win this exactly?
You are the super unicum here.
That is true. That is true. That is true. I'm waiting for this 140 to peek out from here.
Super unicums are magic.
Are they? Because they make their team disappear?
Yes.
У них модно так играть с режимом цветовой светлой слепоты. Я не знаю почему, но у них вот модно так. Может они красные или любят. Не знаю почему.
You basically don't want to trade.
It wasn't really a trade because he.
But this guy could disturb him a bit. This T100.
I'm gonna focus on the guys behind us because like we're getting flanked.
Ну как бы им все плохо. Сейчас они быстренько сольются, я думаю. Топово выезжает. Это был такой план, да? Отдать последние хп. Слушай, почему-то у него про это проканало. Меня бы, блин, шотнули. Стопудово. Нельзя так. Так. Что написать? Да ничего не надо. Все хорошо. Сейчас они сольются уже, наконец-то. Я надеюсь, будет какая-то более содержательная часть, чем стрим. Что, они выровняли почти счет?
Ducky had a bad game, so let's not look at him. Let's help him. Let's give him some damage and some love.
Come on.
Yeah, you could drag him if he doesn't have repair.
He wants to pick this. He wants to pick this.
Yeah.
Come on.
Высоковато,
You can
по-моему,
do it.
целится.
Wait, what?
No, it was the Arta. Come on.
I don't think he's coming.
He's gonna come, definitely.
I know the moment I'm gonna look away is the moment he's gonna
Yeah, exactly. It happens all the time. Oh,
he's 50.
It's fine.
And now he's gonna cross.
He's gonna die.
Is he gonna die though?
He should.
Like I wanna put a little bit more pressure, but not much. Like I wanna.
Там Епись их поджимает. Так.
So the projector's on my side.
Yeah, it's no.
Сейчас он получит 40 на 5.
He's gonna realize that.
Нет, не получит.
Technically, I should have loaded A3.
Yeah, but
that's exactly why.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's why I should have loaded A3. I was thinking about it, but I'm like 391.
No. Be careful.
No.
No,
I'm safe
it's
from
fine.
that guy.
There's
the projector. There's the projector.
Good. Yeah, he went for Arta, obviously.
Что ты можешь написать?
Oh my god.
Что, зачем что-то писать?
Колобан.
Ну, типа давай,
Come
тащи
on,
на
guys, give us some
Колобана.
support in the chat. Give Ducky some support. Give him epic #epic Koloban.
Ooh, 500.
Oh, nice.
Эпик
nice.
колобан.
You can make it. You can make it. You can make it. Easy, easy.
Oh, no.
Now it's a bit harder, but you can still make it. He's not gonna pan. Nice. Nice, nice, nice.
Не, он должен убивать.
No!
Да, лошара.
This was
No! No! I true.
Напиши, чтобы они знали правду.
Actually unreal. I don't want to talk about it.
it never happened. Never happened.
Типа, давай сделаем вид, что этого не было.
So, do we have time for more?
Что?
I think so. Let's do this. I enjoy playing with you, Duck. It's funnier than I expected.
Типа, хорошо играем, весело.
I expected it super funny, but I enjoy it so much, to be honest.
What do you mean I expect it super funny? You think
I told you I watch your videos because I want to be better in like tactics, and you show like your videos basically showed me a lot. Watch Ducky's channel, follow him on YouTube definitely because he's putting their videos with the Fame team, with his famous Fame team.
Я смотрел твои видео, учился по ним. Ты типа крутой чувак, вообще офигенный. Да ладно, типа, чувак, зачем ты меня так хвалишь?
Okay, hashtag no homo.
Hashtag no homo. Maybe a little bit.
Okay. Let's go Polish.
Yeah, let's go.
Снова давай, решили на
you know what's
поляка.
gonna happen when it comes out anyways, right? I'm gonna freak speed, you know, because I am like
I
that.
have it ready.
I don't like grinding. I'm not the kind of grinding person.
I go actually from top to the bottom. I research tier 10 first. I play tier 10 and then I go down actually.
Well, right now I'm doing the same, you know, because like I mark a lot of tanks.
Yeah.
You know,
Они поляк, комьюнити-менеджер хвастается, что пробовал поляков с 10 по 8 уровень, то есть начиная с 10 и опускался до 8.
I was even before I joined Wargaming, I was a huge spender because I never wanted to. I bought premium tanks, but I never played them because.
Yeah. Also, like because it's a new tier 10, I want to get to like start marking it as quickly as I can.
So
exactly,
like
having to grind it, you know. But personal missions coming out as well. I'm interested in those. I really haven't had time to look at any of them.
I still don't have 260 because I'm not playing heavy tanks most of the time. But now I finally finished the 15 mission for T55 because I researched Type 5 Heavy.
В общем, он никогда не играл на тяжелых танках раньше, а сейчас
Middle? With this depth, yes, definitely.
поиграл 50 ТП и втянулся.
They're gonna be here.
Весело играют. Так а что они играют? Они же не на основе играют на тесте. На тесте у нас все так играют, по-моему, без башни.
Check.
This is gonna be shot.
I'm ready.
Я думаю, они вряд ли читают.
It doesn't seem to have like the.
No, the elevation is downside a bit.
Yeah, like when you're
on the slope. But can you imagine the guy
Хорошие
like
углы.
on this position somewhere here?
I was ready for the
Углы,
AMX to drive
точнее.
up the hill.
Ну, да, углы подъема орудия.
Yeah, that's what I'm interested
Yeah,
in.
let's do double. We can one tap this light if he's gonna. Oh, he got deleted. This guy.
О, там кто-то убил кого-то.
You might
Офигеть.
peek though. Oh, you ready? He peeks.
Oh, I'm not ready. I'm ready. Peek.
If you come
whoa, wait.
yeah,
I'm gonna risk it a bit.
Yeah, that's risky. I'm moving a
Ну, 40.05, но 40.05 ему не понравилось.
Yeah, he fell back. Oh, Grillia.
Critical hit. He missed. This one is.
Кританул гуслю.
Use this repair. So if we track this one, he's gonna.
Что многие на бабах играют на супертесте, да?
Oh, he fired?
Ну, на тесте, не на супертесте.
I'm gonna wait for the other guy because he's gonna be.
Oh, look at that spotting damage.
Oh my god.
Кстати, Gamescom это, наверное, для многих европейцев такой хороший шанс поиграть на тесте, потому что я думаю, у нас связь лучше, чем из Европы, да, с тестового сервера, хотя я, может, могу быть и не прав. Я думаю, что он где-то у нас стоит.
If I'm safe here, and I think I'll have shot on this.
Type. Look on your right.
Oh.
Ну
No,
давай.
I don't have a shot. I might have. Nope.
I missed.
Нормально.
And I spotted another FV.
Сколько он получил? От гриля и от ФВХи получил. Нормально. Красавчик.
Never happened.
Наберсуй мрак с большими клешнями. Да, они не смотрят чат. Типа 5 хэвис собираются порезать альфу, чтобы урон проходил еще меньше. Это происходит в среднем, то есть будет проходить по 200-300. Сводов and shield. Откуда вообще такая информация? Что хотят хэви альфу не фануть. Тестовый сервер в Европе всегда там стоял. Окей, может быть, я и не прав. Олег, здорово. Ну, мы снова смотрим GAMESCOM.
I'm gonna use this T62.
Yeah, do it.
Давай,
You might have shot on this F3.
Yeah, but the gun depression, you see?
No.
Wow, he actually hit that.
Oh my god, he was lucky.
Как тебе броня польская против
I kinda wanna take the
40/5?
hill, but I
Сейчас второй фугас получится в лицо. Нет, не
see,
получится.
like, I'm struggling just a little bit with gun depression. I think I can hit him here though if he peeks out.
Yeah.
Because like he's very high, he's very tall.
Ну, он надеялся попасть, но понятно было, что это не очень хорошая идея, ну да ладно.
I'm gonna try something here.
No. Mr. Batchet said no. No, Ducky, you're not going anywhere.
Мистер Батчат говорит, никуда ты не поехал. Вся арта отстрелялась. Это стрим снайпера, на самом деле нет. Просто нефиг стоять посреди карты. Ну там семерка сейчас сзади его завалит. Нет, смотри, как ты бабаха.
I love rolls with this tank when you pen. Let's play something faster.
Давай поиграем на чем-нибудь побыстрее.
We play a game, right? We pick the fastest light there is, which I think is Sperrpanzer, and you're not allowed to stop.
Okay.
You're not allowed to stop.
Double R.
Triple.
Давай мы поиграем на немецкой ЛТшке, шушпанцере, и типа зажимаем кнопку вперед и едем, не отпуская ее. Одно радует, у них тоже рикошеты не пробить, но это ж World of Tanks. Так.
I'm ready for this. I've actually never like really tried this, so it might be really difficult because
you know Marty Volle?
Yeah.
He had once a stream with
Ну, все вопросы к Бладе. Если Бладе сделал видос по Type 5 Heavy, видимо, он сам и будет нежить.
We shoot what we can and we go back.
Я такую информацию не комментирую.
Okay, this and service, full HE. No hits, some HE, chocolate.
You know heat?
I cannot use oil on this tank. Such a shame.
Чего они не могут? Что-то не
понятно. It doesn't matter. I feel like we are going to get FE 4005.
Guys, I bet you wish us Himmelsdorf, but it's gonna be
Prokhorovka, Malinovka. We're just gonna be roaming around the middle.
I wouldn't mind about
типа давайте он нам покажет какая-нибудь хорошая карта открытая.
But there you can go up. You kind of can cheat because you can slow down going up the hill, and it's lifehold.
This could be okay.
This could be nice game. We have two artas.
You know, good spot.
Так. Нормальная карта.
I'm gonna spot, you know,
I was thinking about like super crazy stuff because they're not gonna expect me going like this, but it's so risky.
That is never going to work in a million years.
I'm thinking about then I'm gonna go like this.
That was my spot as well. It's fine. You do that spot and I'll go spot the other side of the map. Alright, let's do it like that.
Wait, do you have better?
Хорошая идея у них разъехаться по разным краям карты.
I'll let you pass so I can triple R straight. Yeah, wait 1 second and then
triple R actually, and just it's gonna feel weird without a middle finger or I'm gonna show you middle finger duck in this game. Whoa.
DJ12, hello.
Он собирается играть одним пальцем, по-моему.
It's good, but middle finger is
no handbrakes either, by the way.
Или
sorry?
No handbrakes either.
Oh my god, wait, I pressed the W, of course. Okay. Let's do this.
This is gonna be an interesting experience.
I'm gonna go super far, or should I go through?
В общем, интересный опыт, нажать вперед и
Oh my God, I cannot stop.
весь бой
I
так
forgot.
ездить.
Can you stop when you hit the house? Does it? Oh my God.
Only if you hit it unintentionally. You can't hit the house intentionally. And I got some spots.
I spotted like 10 tanks.
How about we go bully that little AMX? No, we can't bully the little AMX. Impossible. It's not gonna work out. What do we do?
Да, перестаньте смотреть Влади, смотрите бомбилку, действительно. Топовый совет на сегодня.
Oh, AMX, go to Chi, let's go.
Чатик жжет просто.
Oh, you already shot him.
Он реально хочет на него выехать, там 40 на 5 так-то
Oh
стоит.
no, our FP stopped me. I don't wanna get shot by these.
We're chasing.
Ну, короче, чувак идет к успеху. То есть в ангар.
Oh, I'm coming, but I was worried to go over there. Let's go. I'm gonna ram him.
He tracked me though, so.
Ramming speed.
Oh, he's on fire.
He's on fire.
You finish. I'm out.
I'm gonna ram him. Check.
Oh.
No.
Get him.
I had to use handbrake. I'm sorry.
That's cheating.
I would finish in the water.
That's cheating.
It's cheating.
That's
I cheated.
Unreal.
Let's push the other side then.
Yeah, I'm already going. You see how far I am?
Давай поедем в другую сторону.
But I'm getting...
1, 2, 3, 4.
Good.
There's 8 tanks on the other flank.
Yeah.
That's 10.
9 tanks, 9 tanks. So we have TVP, Artas.
And maybe one more.
There will be FV somewhere here, I bet. But we have HE loaded, so it's fine.
I'm gonna make a spot first, and then
I'm gonna go through this side, so we're not gonna get surprised by something here.
The TVP is not here.
Okay.
Типа уехала?
I didn't expect him being here, but he might be somewhere here, maybe.
Yeah, that's why I'm going over the bridge so I can turn left, you know?
60 TP on the other side. Do you have shots?
Я вот думал, за кого пойти в битве блогеров, за Наркаси или бомбилку, выбрал бомбилку, красавчик. Откуда псевдоним Ёжик?
Okay.
Это так получилось, ребят.
We need to get close to Artas in order to... Oh, I missed. Auto aim for the win. But I'm gonna hit the fence, I bet. Yes.
I missed!
I hit the fence. I'm here, Ducky, I'm safe.
Let's kill GC first.
А сейчас арта попадет,
смотри.
I hit the GW by accident.
Okay.
Alright. Let's go.
I got him.
Go for the 60 TP next. I got him.
Wait.
I bounced.
No.
You finish.
I have a HE.
Wait. I'll get him. Don't run.
Давай, я добью. Не добил.
Let's go.
Поехали на 60 ТП.
Where's the 60 TP gone?
Guys, this is how it's supposed to be done, you know? This is how you play light tanks.
Exactly.
Как они сделали противника фиолетовым, включаешь режим световой слепоты и все норм.
It's so difficult, I don't know what I'm aiming for.
Yeah.
I hit him.
Wait, I'm coming back.
Как бы считается, что зеленый же и красный не все отличают. Дальтоники не отличают эти цвета. Поэтому у них, я не знаю, но у них очень популярно. То есть очень многие стримеры вот так вот есть.
Done, he missed.
I'm coming.
Is he yours?
One shot.
Давай, добивай
It's
его.
hard, yes.
Сложно попасть, он говорит.
No,
на ходу.
I don't. I will HE. Let's hold
Я
HE.
промазал.
It's easier. Oh, he hit. No, T57.
I got him.
One out.
Oh, the 50B is coming. 3 out. Help me with the 50B.
Ну и вот и все, в принципе.
Oh, there's time.
Нет, еще не
he's
все.
gonna kill me.
Oh no.
He missed. 57 is out. 57 is out. But I don't have HP. I need to get here.
Run! We need to run.
I cannot.
You can. Just go.
It's hard without stopping. Oh,
не останавливайся, поехали.
That's unreal. You know, I made it out. I'm going. Yeah, I'm not spotted.
Whoa, ducky. Oh my god, you are spotted.
Wait.
Я это сделал, я ни разу не остановился.
Okay, I lied to you. Wait, I have a plan, okay? You ready?
I am. I don't know if you are, but I am.
I have a plan. Listen, I have a plan.
То, что есть план, это ладно. Тесты ЛТ все равно круче, но они взяли из-за того, что стабилизация лучше у этих танков. Тесты ЛТ, как бы, тот танк. На котором сходу не постреляешь, надо сводиться. Хотел поучаствовать в битве блогеров, после оглашения условий идут они лесом. Типа, хорошая игра получилась, неплохая. Подымажили там. Спасибо. Может, еще поиграем?
Yes.
Да.
Hi, my name is Iranesh Salmak.
My name is Morris.
My name is Manuel.
My name is Vanessa.
And I am a winner.
Это какие-то чуваки, они победители.
They need mobility.
Ты
Ignore everything Niall told you.
The most important thing is to win the game.
I try my best.
Это, видимо, роль.
We've got a few guys who I think are really promising.
I'm pretty skilled.
I'm going to be helping you guys win this today.
Я помогу вам выиграть сегодня. Арт прикольный. Арт мне нравится. Чувак пытается на кого-то научить играть.
You need to take hints and learn quickly from other players. It's only about winning, which means you can't count. I don't think they're entirely listening to the advice.
Daki's not the best one for giving advice.
My team's already won.
Супер танкер. Они какой-то турнир там, вот этот супер танкист проводит.
Super Tanker, where we select people from the crowd of Gamescom and offer 10,000 euros to whomever can prove themselves the Super Tanker. But what is a Super Tanker? Well,
в общем, 10 тысяч евро они разыгрывают.
Consistently and positively influence the outcome of a battle. And well, I know that Nicholas Murat is standing over there, one of our in-house tankers, and he can tell me what he thinks makes a super tank.
Николас сейчас расскажет. Все. Николас Мор.
Hey Nick.
Oh, hello, what's up?
I'm running Super Tanker.
Oh, that's your show, is it?
Yeah, it's gonna be.
All right.
I gotta ask you though, what
Можно тебя спросить, что делает супер танкист, что ли?
Sure, if you want to lose.
Damage dealer World of Tanks
Super tanker
топовый.
needs to be cool, collected. They need to be ruthless, and they need to know when to make a sacrifice.
Yeah, no. You're both wrong.
Типа они обсуждают, что такое супер танкист.
A super tanker is somebody that's emotional. Somebody that gets angry
Супер
when things
танкист,
go
он
wrong,
говорит,
but
что
also
это
somebody that gets nervous.
эмоции. Ну, это турнир имеется в виду.
You gotta be confident. You can't be all timid.
No, you can use that emotion, that anger, and transfer it into your gameplay. Keeps you on edge.
And as soon as you bring your emotions into a game, you make mistakes. You're gonna mess up.
Как только ты приносишь эмоции в игру, ты совершаешь ошибки, говорит чувак, который damage dealer.
Because how would you know about getting it right a lot of times?
I don't know. I'm a tanker.
Does that translate into gameplay?
You'd be surprised. I mean, okay, look. You have your wrong opinion. You have your very wrong opinion.
I'm more right than his wrong
Типа,
opinion.
ваше мнение оба неправы.
I have a
Вы оба
proposition.
неправы.
We can settle this. We're at Gamescom. We got hundreds of thousands of people come through here, random average Joes. We just grabbed some. So there's no set advantage, no pre-picking. You get a day, you get a day, I get a day. We get 5 tankers out of this mob that we can create our own super tankers. We'll meet up on Saturday.
В общем, мы из людей, которые на Gamescom, собираем свои команды 5 человек и участвуем в турнире. В субботу встречаемся на этом же месте. Я ожидаю шоу, сказал бородатый мужик.
Hello again.
again
О, это
from
девочка.
your friendly Italian community manager of the neighborhood. It is Sile again, and I've been left alone, so there is a lot of space for me. I thought I was gonna just lay down, but they brought away the chairs, so no sleeping for me. I'm just gonna look tiny, tiny and lonely. It's so nice to be at Gamescom. It is the
В
last
общем,
day,
ее оставили
unfortunately,
одну.
yeah, it's gonna
Она
be a
рада
bit lonely for
быть
the
на
next day,
Gamescom.
but we're gonna make it special and memorable. So, let's move on to the giveaways that we organized for this day. Let's start with the goodies for first, because I know you're the kind of guys that actually enjoy the goodies. So,
Давайте
let's
начнем
run through a list of prizes that we've organized for today.
с призов.
And here there are. I have a beautiful list that I'm going to run you through. We have for today, just for you,
Ну, они разыгрывают, видимо, вот эту вот фигню.
Pro headsets, 2 Rival 110 mice, 1 toy brick from Kobe, 1
Игрушки от Коби.
from Italeri, an Intel CPU,
Ну, тут
an
игрушки,
i7,
которые
so
собираются,
guys,
насколько
we've
я
got the good
понимаю.
stuff for today.
Типа Лего, только
And
Коби.
an Intel NUC PC. What is an Intel NUC PC? It's
И Intel NUC
basically,
еще разыгрывают.
you know how concentrated essences look? They are
Секстёлка.
basically the
Армяночка появилась.
real concentrated version of what they used to be. Like, I'm Italian. Let's take
Она
it to the
итальянка.
tomato department. You might be familiar with tomatoes.
Она итальянский
Let's take it to
комьюнити
the tomato
менеджер,
department.
насколько
Have
я
you ever
понимаю.
tried concentrated tomato juice? It is much better than the usual one. That's a NUC PC. I mean, I'm
вот да,
explaining it to
Процик
you
тоже
because I
разыгрывает.
was astonished that a small PC could be so much more powerful than a bigger one. Apparently, size matters the other way around for PCs. They're gonna fire me for this. So yes, last stream for Gamescom and last stream for me.
Это последний гейм с Gamescom и
serious
последний...
department.
Ну, она шутит, что это последний стрим для меня, потому что я себя плохо вела.
We're having
Intel
a small
NUC
contest
показали.
for anyone who would want to post on Twitter
Какая разница?
and or Instagram thoughts and pictures of your experience at Gamescom and your thoughts about World of Tanks and maybe the booth if you come to visiting us, if you visited us, what you thought about booth.
Конкурс, по-моему, в Инстаграме проводят. Можно сфоткаться на Gamescom с определенными хэштегами. И можете выбрать modded case. Не знаю, что такое, но, в общем, какие-то призы могут выиграть те, кто на Gamescom сфоткается и в Instagram выложит фоточки.
And if you complete it, it will not only give you the best set of personal reserves that you can get in the game, but you also enter raffle to get either an Eagle 7 or a 50 TP or 1 year of premium time. That's so great. Like,
кроме этого, там еще разыгрывается Eagle, 50 ТП и
I think we are ready in the gameplay department, so I'm just gonna go back to making of this spot my own personal nest, and I will leave you to our wonderful
Я оставляю вас с Филаном.
Actual, fully fledged, really real World of Tanks death.
Thank you very much, Sal.
Филан и Пол Барнетт — это гейм-директор World of Tanks. Видимо, вот он будет за разработчиков. Гейм-директор.
So, hey guys, I'm sitting here with Paul Barnett, who is our game director, and we are going to be talking about some
Мы поговорим сейчас
going to come into the game.
о новых вещах, которые...
Well, before we get to that, so you used to be a streamer, right?
Uh-oh, now he's going there.
No, but you did. Like, you're a streamer. And,
yes, I was.
Ты стример,
I
типа?
was looking at your stats.
Uh-oh.
Я посмотрел на
And as far as I can work out,
твою
you're a
работу.
filthy stat padder.
Статистику.
Is that true?
Every time I talk to this guy, actually, he always makes me feel bad about my
Not
stats.
bad, I'm just checking.
Yes, I'm a stat padder.
You're a
Yes.
stat padder.
Yes, chart.
Я
And I've got to
статистику.
be careful of people like you because you write me emails arguing I should change tanks, but every time you talk about what tanks you want to change, it's always tanks to improve your stats.
That's not true, come on.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, we'll test if it's not true. What tank were you suggesting that I should buff just
That's
over
not-
there.
Какой танк
over
нужно
there
бафнуть,
1
он
minute
спрашивает.
ago.
Ты типа вот
No,
статист,
that's not
давай
fair.
скажи
Come
мне.
on.
Wait, it's not a question of fair. What tank was it?
Okay, it was
Один
the leopard
танк.
one.
The
Was the
Leopard
leopard
1,
one.
yeah.
Кто?
That well-known,
Кто?
well-known, easy-to-play, non-skill-based medium that desperately needs a buff.
Exactly.
And out of interest, what is your win rate on that?
I don't even know. I
Какой-
probably,
You
probably,
liar.
it's probably bad.
It's bad. But what are the, for you, a bad is a number under 60, right?
Yes.
Плохая для тебя статистика это 60 на этом танке? Он
And
спрашивает.
you were one of the people, because you were a pattern head, weren't you?
Yes.
Yeah,
Everyone knows that, by the way, so it's not a surprise.
So you're a medium pattern. So, and we were talking about what happens in round. The reason we're not going to run a battle is because we talked about what happens between how you run a battle and how I run a battle.
Exactly.
So I'm a tank collector. And
Мы
I'm
по-разному
an okay
играем в
player,
танке.
but
Ты
I'm an obsessive
статист,
player. I play
я
well, and I play
коллекционер.
randoms, and I love my randoms. But I've watched people like you before, stat padders,
Я
and I
смотрю.
made an observation about how I thought you played. And he wrote it down, and then I showed him what it was, and it turned out to be true. So here's what happens. He runs off somewhere, and then as soon as it looks a little dodgy, as soon as there's a bit of heat, as soon as it looks like there might be trouble, you run away.
Yes.
В общем,
because
ты
that's
статист,
exactly
как
sounds-
только начинается горячее, ты там стоишь где-то в кустах, там убегаешь все время.
People like me
А
who
вот
have
такие
to
люди,
hold
как
these
я,
flanks when you're not there. I watch you lot run away, and I go, "Where's he
мы
gone?"
стоим
And I
на
look at the
фланге, а
stats,
ты
and I go,
в этот
"He's off
момент
to
уезжаешь.
farm damage.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
Never
Like,
mind winning, farm damage.
because you are the nice
И
guy.
ты
You're the nice
наносишь
guy that you need
много
in
урона.
the match, right? But I am the guy who still, you know, and sometimes when things get hairy, I do the damage from the back.
No, we talked about that. You're the guy who doesn't go round the corner to take the shot.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
true.
He
Because
never-
we have people like you
He
actually do.
never goes round the corner to take the shot.
That's
He's not going to do
never.
it.
Они
He's not gonna do
никогда
it. He
не
just goes
выйдут
out, he
и
just
не
positions
примут
and farm damage. So
шот.
I'll go round the
Ну,
corner to
выстрел.
take a shot.
Exactly.
And then your answer was, yeah, you do that, and then the players don't go with you, and then you die.
Exactly.
And I was like, well, yeah, sometimes it goes that
Люди
way,
типа
but
за
other
тебя
times
тут умирают, а ты там
I take
стоишь.
the shot, and we push, and I love how your stream,
Мне
anyone
нравятся твои
who
стримы.
actually does that, you don't say, oh yeah, that's someone who's taking one for the team, that's
come
team
on,
play.
I don't do
You
that.
just go, YOLOing puppy, doesn't know what they're doing.
No, come on, I don't do that.
You all of you do that.
No.
Anyway, we're not going to
Типа
talk
вы
about
все
you and that.
статисты,
I'm happy with my randoms. I'm happy
сваливаете
not
при
having
первой
used that.
опасности.
I'm happy not buffing your leopard. We're talking about Polish tanks, right?
Oh, we thought you're not buffing my leopard.
Oh, no, you don't need that.
Он не будет... Леопард его любимый танк, и он не будет его
We're
бафать.
going to talk about the Polish ones, right?
Давай про
And so
поляков
this is a line we
проговорим.
brought out where we didn't put a crazy mechanic in.
Мы не сделали
some people like
механику
the idea that we put mechanics
какую-то
in,
новую.
some people don't. Some people really dig the mechanics and they like the sort of differential. The problem I have with the mechanics, not really a problem, just an observation. The mechanics usually by nature make the tank a more skilled tank because you have to learn when to, change to a siege mode, or you have to learn about the sort of semi-auto Italian stuff. So I actually don't mind it when we just have standard tanks, and we're putting it in for the Poles, which is cool because they had a rough history, and they're also not only super passionate people, super passionate players, super passionate tankers, and they should get the tanks. And I think what was really important is we didn't just put clones of tanks in.
В общем, говорит, много историчных машин в польской ветке. Ну, понятно, там low-level 4 историчные машины. Говорит, что мы рады, что не стали делать клонов. Сделали свои машины.
There's thousands of tanks running around really close together, lots of fire. Oh, it's a little different. It's not at night time with rain. Can we see a tank jumping through the air by any chance?
Maybe a little bit later.
I think the more we have tanks jumping around the air, the happier I get, because that always happens in our game.
Bo was actually watching the big screen here, and he was commentating on the video. I was dying of laughter because he was, like commentating every little move that our tanks made in these very action-heavy trailers.
I hardly ever see one of our videos that looks like how we play tanks. It's trundling forward.
Fun though, right?
I was watching one, and they had these tigers on this valley pointing down. I'm going, we don't even have that valley. I don't even know where that is.
You
There's
actually
no
have
such
that valley.
there is no way that gun depression. You can't
That's
get there
true,
then.
but
They
we
just
have the
drop
valley.
the tiger there. No, so I was hoping that maybe we could show things on fire, tanks charging at each other point blank and leaping through the air, because that often happens when I log in and I'm rolling my British 87. I'm often thinking to myself, any moment now, I'm going to grab air.
Because it's basically like a Formula 1 race, right?
Because it can go like almost 12 miles an hour. Oh look, they're all exploding.
Okay, I think.
Well, once this is finished,
Ну, он там
we're still gonna go
жаловался
through all these
на...
tanks, whether anyone else likes to or not. Because I care about the tanks.
Okay, guys,
Рассказывал,
maybe
как он
you can
играет.
actually,
Oh
switch
look,
to our
no,
screen.
it's out 25 TP Chris too.
You want to see the nice one?
Круст, типа.
I actually like the one after this.
Well, that's we're going to talk about all of them. It's an ugly tank, that tank.
Это
Yes.
не уродливый танк.
Well, a lot of the Polish tanks are a bit ugly.
Многие польские танки выглядят не очень.
Did you say not all of them?
Yes.
Ты сказал не все.
No, come on, like tanks are usually like I have a couple of them that are really nice, but most of them are not very pretty, right? It's not their main
Oh
feature.
wow, we're going through all of them. I do wonder why, as they've all got names, Habitcha, why the names aren't on the tech tree. Because I like tanks with names, I don't like tanks with numbers. They're really hard to talk about. You get into a battle.
Ему нравятся танки Хабика, потому что ему нравятся танки с именем, а не просто с циферками.
It's like if it was just called Boris.
That's actually one of my complaints as well.
Or Andrew. It would at least
like,
be.
I'm looking at your screen actually, and like TP. It's all of them TPs with a number. How do I remember which one is the
It's in honor of tents that the Native Americans had.
Ah.
That's what it is.
Okay.
Teepees.
Teepees.
Yes, that's what that comes from. And
so these are actually Indian tanks.
I also love the idea the numbering system doesn't work. Because they slowly go up numbers, then they jump huge numbers, then they go backwards. It's sort of in honor of the British AT line.
Yes, true.
Which all its numbers are backwards. It doesn't make any sense.
В общем, нумерация в моделях танков, она пошла с американцев, но однако она не всегда адекватна. То есть, мы видим, например, сначала в польской ветке 53 TP, а потом 50 TP, и эта вот нумерация скачет.
Want to go to the tank tree? Like
I want to go to the first one, the very first tank.
Давай с первого танка начнем.
It's the 4 TP, right?
Это 4 ТП.
So, can you display it in the garage?
Давай посмотрим, покажи в гараже.
Where did we steal this tank from? You know, like how did we put it together? So yeah, so the rule is somehow it's the British, but that's really not true. It's much more like the T-60. On the Russian line. We took the T-60
в общем, ты скажешь, что он похож на британский танк, но он похож на Т-60.
QSFA. This is good. It's got about half the rate of fire of the ZiS-19 that the T-60's got. Slightly more damage, less accuracy, longer loading time. Not that it matters, because it's tier 1, so you're playing against lunatics anyway. Unless I've got my light tractor fully spec'd out for vision, and then I'm just shooting people from a distance.
This is the point where you can also say that these are the tanks that I don't play, but you do.
I play all the low tier. I love low tier. I'm a real big low tier.
Филан говорит, что он проходит, практически быстро. Директор танковый, он говорит, что любит играть на low level.
It's not really any one of our tanks. As far as I can work out, it's got some British, Italian, and Russian in it, so it's got a dubious heritage.
7 ТП, но это очевидно, что это британский Викерс, и который Т-26 наш.
Although it's a tier 3 gun, it's almost identical to the one you just gave up, the tier 2, which isn't very. So my guess is you're going to blast through that, and then zoom on, and the tier 3 is the 10 TP, yeah, 10 TP, which. You can at least figure it out. It's the very Russian BT2. It has this
похож на русский БТ.
Where they clearly looked.
Третий уровень польский 10 ТП.
AC Sentinel, which has the sort of droopy one, and they said, what if it was more like perky and prominent?
Are we keeping it TG13 still?
Oh yeah, it just doesn't do anything. So and if you bother to look at the stats that sort of take it out, it sort of plays between the BT2 and the BT7. The rate of fire is a little lower. It's about 13, I think. Is it 13? Yeah, 13. you can probably juice it up, I suppose, if you did it. The gun depression's really good, but then I mean it's nothing new for that.
Углы склонения хорошие.
And then acceleration's very bad, and this starts the
Ускорение
beginning
плохое.
of the Polish tanks not being particularly nimble.
С этого танка начинается, ну, видимо, проблема с подвижностью.
Certainly when you compare it to BT, so it gets a little bit of that. But it's when we get to, is it the 14 TP? 14 TP's got to be next. Not that one. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
That one.
14 TP.
So we're up to tier 4. We've got a front turret, which is very, very nice. And it's sort of like if the BT7
И он похож на БТ-7.
Meeting late night with an A20.
So this is where you start to get my attention, actually.
Yeah,
like
well then it's like, I mean, it's not a bad thing. Pen is still higher than you're going to get. Rate of fire still half what the BT does. It's a bit weird. Actually, it's about the same. Slightly better hull armor, which is, you know, something we're doing it. Once again, the engine is feeble.
Похуже броня.
But at least it begins to sort of feel like, okay, so we're beginning to start what Polish tanks are going to be. Which gets us to the ugliest tank in the game, a new record.
И самый ужасный танк в игре. Уродливый, уродливый.
It's got a wacky turret. It looks like it's like someone watched the movie Alien.
Он выглядит как, если ты помнишь, фильм про чужих.
Stretch turret, which is sort of kind of weird. So it's ugly. It's uglier than the French, the S-35CA.
Is it?
It's uglier than that.
Он более уродливый, чем какой-то там француз.
So yeah, they are. The G1 with the original turret is really ugly. So it's not a pretty child. It's a bit weird. But it's got 75mm on its front turret, although the mantle's a bit weird.
75-миллиметровое орудие.
It's long and thin. The tank's long and thin. The turret's long and thin, and the gun's long and thin. So it's got something going for it, and it's the gun that makes this tank.
И главная фишка этого танка — это орудие. Орудие великолепное. И это повод, чтобы на этом танке играть. Пушка лучше, чем немецкая 5-го уровня тяжелого танка.
No, it's a terrible tank.
It's not the best.
But for a medium to be like able to trade up there is pretty good. It's not got very good turret traverse, if I remember rightly. It's a bit lax, and they get better at that later on. Good damage, played well.
Хороший урон. Играется хорошо. И танк очень опасен.
Can I actually like pad my stats in this one?
Yeah, probably, and the gun's good. And you know,
ну, в общем, орудие хорошее, все остальное не очень.
I actually think that this thing
is going to be very dangerous. At the next one, actually. I'm waiting for
well, and that's where they go to. So you pop up to the next.
Давайте пойдем дальше.
The 40, yeah, 40 TP.
40 ТП.
So this is a medium.
Это средний танк,
that thinks it's a KV-1.
который, ну, похож на КВ-1, но действительно похоже базово на КВ-шку. Это дитя немецкой башни и КВ-1. Хорошее орудие.
Because they're about to get into the heavy line, which is quite good. And continues the high alpha, the really good pen, the turret's really good. Mobility is effectively how it's been balanced. So,
мобильностью мы его отбалансировали.
Like
то есть не очень мобильность.
This one is more, slower, better armored.
Yeah, well, but the T20, you mean the American medium?
Yes.
But the T20, it's an American medium that's really a TD. Like, if you know, the reload on that tank's so slow, the pen's really good, but the way to play that tank is at medium to long range and play it like a TD. I'm not sure I put it up with that, but, I mean...
The reason why I'm saying that this is competing with it is it has the same, like you know, gameplay a little bit, because it has the gun depression, it has good alpha damage, it's maybe not as nimble, but somehow it reminds me of that tank.
В общем, у него есть углы склонения орудия, есть пробитие, есть альфа.
Yeah, challenging. And then we get onto the first heavy, right? The tier 7.
Oops, almost.
Много к
Look
седьмому
at
уровню.
that monster.
This looks awesome.
So this is it's the body of a panther.
Yes.
To
Это
about halfway. And then it's
корпус
sort
от
of,
пантеры, который,
you know,
ну,
as a
немножко
nod to
облегченный.
the IS and the Black Prince when it gets near the back. Sort of those two tanks smashed together sort of gives you the rear of the tank. So it's like starts as a panther, becomes an IS Black Prince hybrid at the back. The turret, on the other hand.
И башня похожа почему-то на Black Prince, я не знаю почему. И вот похож он просто на Black Prince, а башня похожа на американскую.
And then they stuck it on this tank. And then they removed the gun mantler, which is the right thing to have done. So what you've got here is, what if we had a panther that was a heavy? Is basically what you've got, and then we give it a silly gun. Yeah, a very silly gun. We give all of these tanks silly guns.
В общем, мы дали ему хорошее оружие.
It's the turret that makes this tank. Used correctly, it's going to be trouble. People like you are going to be unbearable with it.
Yeah, but the thing is that this also has this, right? So you can actually hit the cupola, just like the previous one as well, right?
I'm not a huge fan of that. That's going to save me.
No?
Because unlike the previous one, this one's actually got some mobility.
И в отличие от предыдущего, здесь есть немножко мобильности, но они там еще обсуждали комбашенку, которую все пробивать будут.
This is the tank I fear most out of the yeah, look at you, wow, because you never even looked at it, have you? You've only looked at the 8, 9 and 10.
Yes. No, actually that's not true. Yesterday I went through the whole thing and researched it from tier 1 to tier 10, you know, one by one, and I looked at all the guns and everything. Right. So I was like, okay, because now I have to do it because I know you.
Because you knew you were going to talk on here.
Yes.
Я исследовал все танки, посмотрел орудия, сравнил их.
Because matchmakers borked in places and a bit weird. Not a lot of people play 7s right now because 7s when you're bottom tier is a new world of misery. Which is, you know, a little unfortunate. We really need to you get on that. Can you just fix that?
Me?
You just fix that.
Is it that you?
No, we are fixing it, but it's taking a long time. So that then leads to the tanks you've actually spent your time looking at, right? The tier 8.
Let's go to the tier 8.
That's where, and this is where the numbers go mad. So it's
Не совсем я разобрал, что они в конце говорили, там несколько было слов, которые я не понял, поэтому...
53. I want you to keep that
Восьмерка.
53. The reason that's important is the number's going to go down.
Yeah.
Let me go to the next one.
Это 53, а потом девятка будет 50.
It is an upgrade from the one you just had. Obviously, the turrets come slightly more forward. The pens mid to high range. The aim time has come down a little bit.
Время сведения чуть хуже.
Great turret you had at 7. It's got that sort of pinch nose version.
It's actually different from that was the first thing I noticed. Yeah. That the original turret looks very, very different from the new one, right?
I think
Стоковая башня с лунатырца очень-очень другой.
I looked at it. Actually, what I wanted to see is how hard it is to play these tanks as stock. You know, like that's one of the things I usually look at.
Well, the answer is stock is always painful.
Yeah, but actually, I think on some of these.
Он говорит, что в стоковом варианте вот этот 53 ТП Марковецкого, она не очень, совсем не очень, даже несмотря на что вообще все стоковые танки не очень.
I just wanted to see this. So it's actually, see, it still has quite a bit of armor there, right? Obviously I don't know about the shape, but
well, put it on and have a look at it.
That's true.
Давайте посмотрим, как оно выглядит со стоковой башней. Но нельзя там нужно пушку изменить. Причем другую пушку поставить. Только стоковая пушка ставится. Да, стоковая действительно стрёмно смотрится.
I can't believe that anyone's going to run it like that.
I mean, someone's going to run it like that.
Someone's going to run a tier 8 with a tier 7 gun with a turret like that. In that case, they need some money. That's my view. That's a bit rough, that is.
A little bit of PXP at least.
В общем, это в стоковом состоянии это 7-й уровень.
to get it through the module.
И прокачивайтесь в топовое состояние. Не играйте на стоке.
So I played a lot of stock tanks. I know how it is. That's one of the reasons why I see a tank stock. How does it look? And this one, if I am not mistaken, let's go back a little bit because
you have stock tank love.
I just want to know how it is. So look at it. It actually
Мне интересно было посмотреть, как выглядит стоковый танк.
I would say, even for me.
Well, so you scratched an interesting point, which is I think quite a lot of the.
Кстати, пушка неплохая стоковая. Ну, не сильно плохая.
I think we've been doing a pretty good job on that. But anyway, after that we go back in time and we go to the 50 TP.
Давай
because why not?
Перенесемся во времени и посмотрим на 50 ТП.
It's getting you ready for the tier 10. So it's center turreted, which is kind of British, which is, you know, that's hard work. Alpha pen and DPM on this are all great. Once again, sluggish. You're at the lower end of accuracy and aim time, but because
у вас плохая точность и время сведения. Но... Ну понятно, потому что альфа большая и бронепробитие норм. Ну,
when you're playing a game at the lower tiers, the spreads are sort of all over the place. Then they really tighten up around about early mid tiers, and then they go crazy 8 bonkers on the 7/8s, and the spreads all over the place. But the 9s and the 10s, the spread's actually pretty tight. So although you're on the lower end, I think the entire spread's only 19 points. So you know you're not massively out for having it. And the same thing happens with the aim time. I think the aim time's 2.75 with the Top Gun.
The Top Gun should be 3, I think.
Is it 3?
Are we actually using the Top Gun? Yes.
Yeah. So the aim time's a little rough, but again, it's not too bad. The Object 257, for instance, sort of sits round about the same place. So it is still competitive, but it's, you know, there's going to be some pain. The tracks are really no help.
Point where I would maybe actually do something like this.
Ну, время сведения плохое. Лучше, наверное, поставить периоды.
With your heavies, I mean, because it's a heavy, right? So it's not like. So when you're running your filthy mediums, you spec them what for vision?
This is what we talked about, right? Sometimes I do because
ну, в общем, он говорит, что это же тяжелый танк, что ты хочешь.
Like optics, because you have to maximize your view range, spot for yourself and everything like that. So sometimes I do.
Spot for yourself because you're farming damage because you're a stat pattern.
Come on, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Especially at the end of the game, right? You need to do that.
No, you
just mix it up.
Justify it.
So yes, or actually I spec for gun stats, right? Because you want to be as accurate, as less aim time as possible and everything.
So you got the vert stabilizer on, which
is one
of those wonderfully bizarro pieces of equipment where we don't actually say what it does. We sort of say what it does, we don't really say what it does.
You have to go to the wiki.
Yeah, you got to have the. So ultimately, it brings the initial aiming circle in at the beginning. So it's like having like a
basically start out better than initially.
Yes, a little better, but does help you if you're shooting while turning, or if you're shooting on the move.
It's only when you're
true fact. Tanks that are fast with fast turret traverse are automatically bad at aiming.
В общем, он говорит, что чем быстрее крутится башня, тем больше разброс сходу от поворота башни. Он говорит, неплохая пушка.
The tier 10's more than alright.
Yeah, the tier 10.
I'm very unhappy about this tier 10.
But by the way, whoever played this, look at the stats.
Yeah, 71%.
But then this is 43. But I'm pretty sure there are only a couple of matches on this one. This one is really nice.
I both love and dislike this tank in equal measure, but for different reasons.
Я люблю и ненавижу этот танк.
What you've got here is a sort of an E100 meets sort of Soviet/British madness. Just look at the gun on that thing. Absolutely ridiculous.
I love it.
The Alpha is utterly insane.
В общем, это танчик между Е100 и ИС-4.
Ёжик, ты там и держись. А мы в баньку с девочками сейчас. Нужно будет погонять с тобой во взводе в сентябре. Сейчас, сам понимаешь, погода, природа, шашлычки, ну и так далее. Всем хороших акций. Держитесь, мужики, я скоро буду.
Спасибо за донатик. Хорошо вам, баня, девочки. Мы тут сидим, танками балуются. Михаил Шарапов, спасибо большое.
So obviously I played the British line, and the British line is like experimental meets terrible. So you can either play experimental tanks or terrible tanks. And so at some point I had to decide to move to another line, otherwise I was going to lose the will to live.
Почему-то он говорит, что что-то от британцев.
Only to discover that it's got lots of tanks sort of the same, the middle's really painful, and then it's skill-based autoloader. So I jumped off that line. I was like, I'm not really doing too well. British, French, no good. So I tried the American line.
Он говорит, что мне не понравились ни британцы, ни французы.
Yeah, but no, they were fine, but it was like middling, and I was like, I wanted some more characters, so then I ended up on the German line. And I had a blast on the German line.
Okay.
I was doing really, really well. I was wandering around trying all sorts of things out. And I ended up with a Borsig, and I had my Tiger. I think I had exactly the same experience every single World of Tanks player has with a Tiger. Which is you go, ooh, it's a Tiger, it's a Tiger, it's a Tiger, I should get a Tiger. And you have to go through all these stupid VK nonsense, and they're all horrible and rubbish, and they don't do anything, they don't turn, and they're crap. And you get your Tiger, and you go, I've got a Tiger, here I go, and then you go out, and you get killed. And you go out, and you get killed.
В общем, он говорит, что игроки, которые покупают тигра, они типа, о, клево, я купил тигра, выезжают в рандом и тебя убивают. Потому что тигр не очень там.
Finds you attempting to end your existence in the world, and someone goes, oh, no, the thing with the Tiger is you sit at the back, and you shoot like that. You don't play it like a heavy. And then,
когда ты играешь на тигре, ты не играешь на нем как на тяжелом танке.
Who has a Tiger bifurcates. One group just move on. Because what they want is a Tiger 2, so they can really hate themselves. And then they feel really bad about it, right?
Wow.
But another group sticks with the Tiger. And you grind through it, and then eventually, all of a sudden the Tiger clicks. And once it clicks, once you go, oh, now I understand how this tank plays, then it's full Tiger love.
Игроки делятся на тех, которые ненавидят тигра и стараются быстрее пройти, и те, которые, несмотря ни на что, его любят.
I found the Tiger P easier to play at the start than the Tiger.
I love the Tiger P as well.
Yeah, and then
Тигр П, он говорит, что легче он на нем играл, чем на тигре.
Honestly, if I had to choose, I would probably go for the Tiger 1, which is weird. The Tiger P I have really good stats on. I liked it.
I like the Tiger P. And then I had a Panther, and I had to get, you got a Panther, and basically at this point you're a medium to long range sniping with an enormous gun. And I had to learn to ignore the people in chat who don't understand how the Panther works.
В общем, он говорит, что на Пантере нужно стрелять издалека, и не понимает людей, которые не знают, что на Пантере нужно играть издалека. Она выглядит бронированной, на самом деле. В общем, когда я докачался до Е75, он мне понравился.
And I kept seeing these E100s, and I got very excited, and I was like, oh man, I want one of them. The things with the bar on top of its head. You know, it's like it's wearing a Walkman. I was like, I want one of them. That looks great. And look at that big gun. And look how flat it is. And, oh, I want one of them. And it's a Brawler King, right? And it's like King Brawler. And so I got my E100. I had to learn that crazy turn the turret in between shooting.
Yeah. I'm
obviously,
still I'm a bit shaky on that one still.
Side scraping, lots of side scraping. But now,
В общем, когда-то была E100
not
good.
sure my Tiger 2's doing much. I'm not sure my E75's up to much. And I'm not sure that the beatific brawling E100 is actually holding its own. If you still side scrape brawl, and you know what you're doing, and you want to spam your heat shells, you know, sure. But that raw threat, it's an E100, get out of the way. Not helped, by the way, when we rejigged the mouse and, you know, gave the mouse offensive capability that was generous. Let's go for the word generous.
Okay.
And also not helped, in my opinion, by adding the Panzer 7 thing in the middle. I don't like there being, like, there's the extreme of the mouse, which is like a survivability heavy. It's used for people who don't mind getting shot at.
Like you.
Yeah,
В
well,
общем,
you know,
пазик 7, он
draw threat, right? You go draw threat, and you can
более
and
подвижный.
then you have the E100, which is like the brawling version of it. But now you have this like middle one that can sort of do a bit of both, and sort of makes me sad. So I'd like to see us, you know, spend some time going through the Germans and making them cool and giving them a much.
В
We gave a
общем,
lot of love to the
пазик 7 клевый.
and it's GAMESCOM.
Честно говоря, не сильно интересно слушать, как они с разработчиком обсуждают технику, высказывают свои мысли. Такое.
Here we are in the heart of Germany, with the biggest German show known to man, and we're trying to push an American tank that beat up Panthers in Cologne.
Okay, so how do I defend ourselves here? You know, it actually fought here. It is actually relevant. I tried. No, come on.
I also like the fact that some of the historical people were like, they didn't really fight the Panther, that's all nonsense. And I'm like, really? We're going to get into the propaganda of war? But you know, more German tanks is a good idea. And fixing the British line, that would be a good idea too. Anyway, let's get back to the
Он говорит, что увеличение немецких танков, то есть количество, это хорошая идея, так же, как пофиксить британских танки.
It's a good tank. It's so good that I go, great, let's give some love to German super heavy. So I'm
В общем, поляк должен понравиться тем, кому нравятся немецкие супертяжи.
You're actually answering a lot of people's questions here, because a lot of people are asking us, obviously, we are in Germany. Like, are we doing something for the Germans? So maybe that actually means that at some point we are looking at them.
What we have been doing is quantifying and tidying up a lot of stuff. If you go to the British line, a good example of where we've been off. So for the people who don't remember, don't care or whatever, we used to have a really wacky British heavy line. So we gave you the Churchill 1, otherwise known as a bad Churchill 3.
Yeah.
We then gave you a Churchill 7, which as soon as you give it a decent gun can't hit anything that's more than 3 degrees out of whack, and takes 6 weeks to go around a corner. We then gave you the Black Prince, which used to be really cool because it had that crazy front armor, and it was like the only tank that could take a... You could theoretically charge down a T-29 when it was reloading and have a chance of being okay, as long as you kept your front at it. And so you zigzag slowly like a house brick, right, across the battlefield. But then we moved it to HD, and when we moved it to HD, we reprofiled the armor. We decided that the armor should be made out of paper.
You sound like someone who had a lot of trauma, happened.
Well, you know, so the reason that's important is because if you're going on a...
В общем, он говорит, что Черчилль первый, он по факту хуже, чем Черчилль третий, то есть британскую ветку не критикуют. Черчилль седьмой, в общем, ни о чем. Блэк Принц должен быть хороший, потому что у него как бы есть броня, на самом деле нет. Ну, на самом деле у него броня-то есть, как бы, но она, во-первых, с восьмерками уже не роляет, во-вторых, он очень медленный.
Yeah, that's a fair description.
Right? And it used to have, and its turret was very, very wonky. Then you got to the Conqueror, which was by far the best one on the line. And then you got the sort of like wacky
Conqueror — это один из лучших танков на уровне.
For the people who don't remember, it was a rear-mounted boom gun, and it was a side-scraping mid-range sniper. And so, just as an experience going down that line, you had okay, not okay, miserable, completely different, good, weird, right?
Okay.
And it's not really a great experience, and so now that it's been tidied up, the Carnarvon effectively plays a lot more like the Conqueror, and the Conqueror now goes to the Super Conqueror to like the perfection of that deal, and what we call that is a narrative line, and we call it like a developing narrative, and the break in the narrative comes after the Black Prince when you move from that sort of heavy infantry assault.
В общем, британская ветка, она логична в конце, ну то есть 8, 9, 10 уровень, но это прерывается между 7 и 8 уровнем, потому что Black Prince совсем другой. Они думают...
Where have we got other lines where they're a bit wonkier, they don't make any sense, or and if you go to the Russian line, that's what we did with the rear-mounted mediums. Same sort of thing, where we're like, well, there should be some sort of viable narrative that you can follow, and they're not always perfect, but you can at least see. В отличие от советской ветки, в которой вы видите как бы прогресс геймплея. And it was the Russian TD you got that made up for the misery of getting to that Russian TD. So, you know, you got to that sort of 6, 7s, and they were all right, but they weren't great. But you knew you were going to get this monster, and you were like, "Oh, I'm very excited! I'm going to get this monster. It's going to be great." Then you got it, and then you realised that without the BL10, it wasn't going to work, and it cost a fortune. So now you had to grind it. But then you finally got this BL10, and now all of a sudden you have this sort of absurd TD. But there were a couple of things about it that happened. The first thing that happened is there was an impression.
В общем, все хотят докачаться до ИСа 3, потому что ИС 3 клевый. А потом докачиваются до 7, и все хорошо. По статистике.
But what it is at the right game, in the right moment, with the right enemies, it makes you giggle.
В общем, Су-152 не очень по статистике, однако в некоторых битвах при правильных врагах, в общем, она творит чудеса.
We had to go through and make the 704 and the 268 actually worthwhile. And people who don't remember, they were a bit challenging. You know.
I like this one actually.
The 704 wasn't too bad, but certainly the tier 10 was a bit lackluster. And so that meant we had to change the BL10. And we had to take it off the ISU 152.
I was a bit salty about that one.
I was a bit sore about it, and we had a very long debate about it, but I think where we ended, the gun we've actually got on it is the D4S. Actually, it still does the same job, and weirdly, the stats haven't changed.
Ну, они про замену BL10 на D4S, она осталась такой же неплохой.
So that then meant that the second line we had to go and have a look at, and that was the high mobility.
Вторая... Вот эта линия, ну, вторая ветка, альтернативная советских ПТшек, она была мертвая. Ну, никто на ней не играл.
We made a really weird, well, I think it's weird, but I mean, it was made with a good heart. We made a weird choice, is that we dropped the 163 down.
И у нас был очень нелегкий выбор. Мы перенесли 263 на 9 уровень.
right? But I think it's always sad when you change a tier of a tank, right? Because people love their tanks, and I think if you're one of those people who actually went through the 263 and you were playing it, you do lament.
И было много людей, которые играли на 263-м на десятке, и им нравилось. В этом была проблема при переносе танка на 9 уровень. Они переместили его на 9-ку, потому что они не смогли иначе.
That when we balanced it and put it into commons test, and the very fierce players played it, we misunderstood, which was our own fault. We misunderstood what was going to happen when the fierce players got it in standard randoms with people like me, and the mobility kind of high.
В общем, когда они 268-го вводили, 268-4, которые они не учли то, что в рандоме много людей не очень скилловых.
It was a self-inflicted wound. We should, hopefully, I've got it written down at work and stuck on a wall.
Oh, really?
Don't do that again.
Nice.
So hopefully we can get it figured out and we can put it in. But that idea of tidying up, then that's why also the T10 moved down. It was a narrative. We had the IS3 and the IS7.
В общем, поэтому его перебафали. Ну, сейчас он будет разговаривать про то, что Т10 опустили и ввели новую десятку. По-моему, 10 раз уже пережевывали эту тему. Так, так, карандаш 4 свадьбы в ресторане, не слышу нифига. Так, что ты стрим слушаешь? Надо наслаждаться свадьбами. Завтра послушаешь. Цезарь, если что-нибудь интересное, пока ничего интересного, пока нам разработчик рассказывает свои впечатления о ветках и как они балансировались, с каких соображений. Но так как, я так понимаю, он все равно балансом не занимается, поэтому такое.
Think about making it
Давайте
feel
послушаем.
more cohesive. I'd love to do some tidying up with the tech trees. It's much harder than it should be because of the way our tech tree code works. But we're going to do a project. We're doing a project right now where I'm looking at the tech tree splits, what leads to what, why things cost what they cost, why modules work, and we're trying to find out if we can get to a good, workable solution that will make the tech trees better, warmer, happier, and slightly more cohesive for people, along the lines of the narratives, which of course is easy to do when they're thin, hard to do when they're not. HE shells, I should talk about that because everyone gets upset about it.
В общем, у Совета было довольно легко ветки находить, насколько я понял.
And the reason they're upset about the Type 4, Type 5 is because it's effectively, if you spend a lot of money, you get an immediate damage buff, and therefore you're forcing people to do it. And the second reason people get very upset is because low skill players can accidentally hurt high skill players with no skill whatsoever. They go around a corner, they go bang, and a high skill player goes, my lord, yes. I just got very, very hurt. In fact, you don't like them.
Yes, they hurt me.
В общем, скилловички ругаются на Type 5 Heavy, потому что их пробивают.
What we have to do is clarify the thinking about the ammo types. And what we should do, and we are doing, is have a proper internal debate and ideas, concepts and testing about all the ammo types. What are they doing? Why are they there? What are they supposed to
В общем, они хотят пересмотреть снаряды.
From my opinion, what do they cost? What's their spread? What's the differential? And it's part of the project work we're doing. So hopefully we'll get to sanity, not just on the Type 4, Type 5 HE, but on HE in general, so that players can at least see a consistency and logic that doesn't just either mean you got to spend, or well, they're sort of, it's like an instant damage, instant win button. Although to be fair to the people who are survivability people, you know, because I know you skilled people don't like us, sometimes the only joy you have when you're moving slowly towards the enemy and losing is to giggle maniacally when you fire a shot and take half his health away. It's like your only joy I had at that. I mean, you know, so you know, I'm not fully on your side that we need to fix all the stupid things, but we'll get to it. So there you are. What were the other things you wanted to ask me?
Oh yeah, we have a couple of questions.
В общем, он говорит, что не только скилловички должны быть довольны, поэтому как бы мы посмотрим на снаряды, но хз, в общем, что будет с типом 5.
Have the feeling that the introduction of the Polish tanks will make the situation worse. Was that exactly what you said? Well, that you are afraid of a little bit?
So what happens over time is a tank tree starts to decay because other tanks come along and the game mechanics change and the meta changes and all that sort of happens. And when you have a really complicated tree, German, Russian, to some extent the American, it can be quite daunting to go in and look at them. And we've just done a load of Russian stuff. So it's probably time to go back and look at our other Uber trees and just make sure that the narratives of what we're trying to achieve with those tanks is still valid. And so it means, you know, writing down what the tank's supposed to do and then looking at how that tank is actually performing and what does it mean for the numbers and the rest of it. So if you take the E100, it's supposed to be the super heavy brawler. This is the German super heavy brawler. So what is currently stopping it or hurting it from achieving that goal, and what can we do about it and refresh it? So, you know, we do go to all the trees, and the German tree is in need of some love. And that's well known, by the way. That's not like.
В общем, был вопрос про.
I'm in meetings all the time when we talk about what it is we want to do. There's a very much a belief that as we get the narratives clarified and we get the progression clarified, we visit the tanks and we sort out how they can perform.
В общем, много слов, но тем не менее единственное, что, наверное, интересно, то, что немцев все-таки ветку Е100 собираются бафать. Ну, по крайней мере, необходимость в этом она ясна.
97 asking, any chance that we can see the E75 line splitting into two-tier heavies so that we can have the bigger, meaner E75?
Oh God, I don't know. I'm not sure we need more tier 10s. Or does he mean 2 tier 975?
В общем, вопрос был, может ли ветка Е75 через Е75 два танка 10 уровня. Он говорит, что не уверен, что нужно еще больше десяток. Пригласить друга, ребят, 28 числа будет ссылка.
Part of the process when you are looking back at the older, bigger lines, right? But
right now, I think there's much
Есть ли планы по бафу, ну, апу десятых, старых десятых?
Get angry about Matchmaker is the 9s are balanced pretty strongly to be viable, at least viable against 10s. But by speccing the 9s like that, it leaves a gap between the 9s and the 8s. And so, if you're in a battle and you're a 7, so it's a 7 has got some ground to catch up on an 8, and then some more ground to catch up on the 9, but the 9s are basically spec'd to get close to 10, so you've got this sort of drop-off. And well, it's done all sorts of strange things to the game. It's made the 8 play really weird, like the amount of 8s on population, the 8 premiums. It leads to the very strong demand for preferential matchmaking to stay on premium tanks.
В общем, он говорит, что немножко отвлекся от темы, то, что девятки очень похожи на десятки, ну, то есть по уровню разница по характеристикам небольшая между девятками и десятками, а между восьмерками и девятками и восьмерками и семерками так разница гораздо больше, и поэтому семерки себя не очень чувствуют, когда попадают к девяткам, и восьмерки тоже не очень.
Yeah, but the IS4 sits on that crazy survivability line. So it's, you know, KV3, KV4, STI, IS4. I mean, if you go down that line, I don't think you're expecting to find a super skilled mega tank at the end of it, because all the tanks up to that aren't that way. It's sort of like it's like getting a mouse. It's like it is what it is. And again, I'm not sure that I would invest the time there, a lot of time there, if instead the answer could be make 8s more pleasing for more people. Like, you always got to think about utility. What's the best way of making the most people happy? Is it just the IS4 and then trying to fix that line, or is it actually strongly trying to fix a problem? So, but that's my view. As always, we have a product group. They're very smart. You go up, you make your argument, and then they go through the argument, and then you place it into what we can achieve, when we can achieve it. Then we roll it out. Like,
в общем, по его мнению, с веткой ИСа-4 все окей, однако это только его личное мнение, и она может не совпадать с тем, что там в разработке. Владея английским средне. Не очень стрёмно. Так себе. Танки за боны. Андрей Белецкий.
Bonds are basically his baby.
Боны — это его проект.
He wanted it to be matched against commitment, and he has this big, long super plan of all these wonderful things Bonds can do.
И у него есть большой суперплан, что боны будут делать. Кастомизация, камуфляж.
But you've got to be very careful. And so what you have to do is you've got to roll the system out slowly, and you've got to watch what the system does. And then you got to figure out whether you're going to break anything. And so right now, bonds are pretty much only belong to people who do aggressive, competitive rank battles. Those people out bond score everybody. Right? Yes, if you're like me, and all I do is play randoms and I unlock tanks, I have a pitifully small amount of bonds. Yeah. Right? So he has lots of things that he wants to do for how people like me can get some bonds. You've seen a couple of them. They've added them into medals, and they've added them into some events, and they've added them into some awards. And I think as we roll forward and you can get bonds through commitment that isn't just uber aggressive tier 10s, then you start getting the ability to use bonds to do more interesting things. And things like, could I ultimately go to a bond shop and ultimately go in and buy a tank? I don't see any reason we wouldn't do that if everything else is equal. Okay. But when are we doing it? How are we doing it? What tanks we're going to have there? Personally, I'd put in all the tanks I can't.
В общем, по поводу танков за боны, он говорит, что у Андрея Белецкого, детем которого были, в принципе, эта идея про боны, был большой план по тем вещам, которые за боны будут продаваться, в том числе там камуфляжи, кастомизация и танки в том числе. И этот танк Wargaming реализует очень медленно и очень осторожно, то есть осторожно внедряют те вещи, которые за боны продаются, однако танки будут, когда неизвестно. Так, про ТВП, ВТУ она не очень. Может ли ТВП, ВТУ, это 8-й уровень чехов, получить Барабан. Вот это слово. Александр Ира, спасибо.
And sometimes you'll be on a line and you'll be faced with a tank that you've got to get through, and it's not particularly good. And that's just the nature of the beast. What I'm more concerned about, if you go to the American line, I don't like it when we have multiple challenging tanks. So the M3 Lee at tier 4, not a great tank. But if you somehow get through it and you haven't uninstalled the game, you get the T1 Heavy.
В общем, про поводу ТВП, он говорит, что ну просто должны быть танки, ну то есть иногда нам встречаются танки, которые сосут. По-хорошему, ну в смысле, вы меня поняли, которые плохо играются. Он говорит, вот, ну, есть же М3 Ли, который говно, и его все проходят, и как бы никто особо не жалуется. Вот ТВП ВТУ, видимо, тот кактус, который нужно съесть. Насколько я понимаю его мысль, которую он хочет донести.
You know, are good examples of us having a good look and saying, well, what are we trying to achieve? What is that actually doing? I think the odd one, because I mean, you can't be complaining. So the TVP 51, great. Yep. The T50, that's, I mean, you're the medium player.
Типа девятки, десятки же клевые.
Клевые. I didn't like this one, to be honest, but I like these two.
No, I mean, I think the 8's a little painful.
И типа пострадайте немножко на восьмерке, чтобы получить 9-10 уровень. Чешские. Логика такая. И он приводит в пример немецкую ветку, где тигр и пантера не очень, а борщ типа такого же уровня офигенный там.
You know, it swings and roundabouts, and if you go to, well, you go to the American, well, so if you go to the Russian line, because I mean, KV4 probably, yeah, KV4.
В советской ветке такими танками, может быть, КВ4 является.
Yeah, but so the KV4 can be kind of challenging. The T44, if you don't know what you're doing, is kind of
Т-44, если вы не умеете играть.
Kind of challenging, but not super challenging. The 416, that's a skill tank. If you're not prepared to put the skill in it, you're doomed. So,
416 скиллозависимый танк.
Tanks. I mean, the Russian line also has the absurd. Did you get the KV1? Well, now you've got to get the KV1S before you can get the KV85. I mean, that's hardly rational. But you know, unlucky. Sometimes you got to go round the tank.
Ну, как по мне, у нас кактусами является как раз КВ-85, который сейчас не очень играется откровенно. Особенно после того, что было до него. А так, действительно, у нас кактусов в советской ветке не так много, если так вот объективно посмотреть.
I mean, I think there is a very, very good argument that there's some madness in here. It is tough. The French line is tough. The D1, D2, B1 is sort of kind of alright, but then you have the X35 Soma, Sorrel 42, G1R. God, Lord only knows. But then the BDR RL44 MX M445. I mean, that tests the patience of a really nice person. Never mind someone who's desperate. And then at that point, the French then get their autoloaders, which is skill. So you know, that's hard. Their TD line's the same. You know, the Sal 40, not a friend to anyone, and the RL V39.
Ну, тут он рассматривает французские, понятно, ветки. Ну, в общем, пытаются найти кактусы в каждой ветке. И сказать, что ситуация с ТВП — это нормально. Антон, если ты можешь сделать лучше, то welcome. Кромвель типа хороший. Один из лучших СТшек реально на уровне. А потом начался трэш.
That there are other tier 6 mediums that aren't as good as the Cromwell. It's okay for the Cromwell to be the best assault flanker medium, because it just happens to be the best. And to be fair, look what it's next to. 88, dreadful. Churchill gun carriage, a joke. Churchill 7, really painful. Firefly, TD in disguise, play at the back. Achilles, what you get if you've got a terrible Wolverine. I mean, and then the FE304, which since we made it twice the size, is half the fun. So, it's not like the British Tier 6 line is a wash with super success. And then you move to the Comet.
Он говорит, что много плохих танков.
More of the same of the Cromwell, and isn't the dominant Tier 7 medium. But that's okay, because then you get Centurions, and the Centurions play great. Although I know a lot of medium players, and maybe you're the same. What do you think of the Centurions?
I like them, all of them.
Like all of them?
Yes.
You don't think they should fire faster and be more mobile?
Well, I didn't like the Centurion 1 too much, but I like the Tier 9 and the Tier 10.
That's like the #1 complaint that I get from skill medium players.
I know.
They all want the Centurion to be
honestly
more mobile and
like
faster.
Everyone says that I'm crazy, but I like it. Because I like the pattern, I like this.
В общем, Филон говорит, что ему нравятся Центурионы, а разработчик говорит, что типа не очень, игрокам обычно не нравится Центурион.
The AT2, it's playable. You go forward slowly and spam shells. The AT8, kind of playable.
А Т2 нормальная, Т8.
Unless you're turning a left-hand corner in an urban area, you're toast. The AT15, not as good as the AT15A, which drives
вариативная, Т15
why is the premium one tier down better than that tank?
неплохая.
You got to get all the way to the tortoise before you start getting somewhere. So, sometimes lines are painful.
В общем, он говорит, что в некоторых случаях просто нужно перетерпеть эту боль. И это они разтянули на 10-15 минут. Ребят, не ругайтесь в чате. Спасибо за поддержку.
You can't always tell how the tanks are going to mesh, but there is a genuine desire to make make tanks characterful and make tanks make sense and make tanks work. Honestly, I know it doesn't look like that at times, but it's true.
That's very good to hear, actually. And I know that everyone knows this, I hope, deep down, right? But sometimes people just need to hear, how you guys think about it a little bit more. I think that was really good that you actually shared all of this.
В общем,
even though, we were not
Филон говорит, что мы все знаем, то есть сообщество знает то, о чем ты говоришь. Просто хотелось бы прояснить вашу позицию.
Well, I assume that even if people who were
it's all right.
Gameplay,
they're all watching Quickie Baby anyway.
That's
There's
exactly.
no one watching what we're doing.
But on the other hand, they can always go back to this and okay, so this is what Paul thinks about tanks.
Well, it's a collective effort. It's Andrei Beletsky is a wonderful, wonderful creative director. The balance team are really hardworking people, really desperate. Everyone's really hardworking. Everyone's trying to make a good game.
Он говорит, все у нас там работают, Андрей Белецкий, команда баланса.
What resources we've got, when we can roll them out, how it makes sense, and a genuine desire to make tanks awesome. I love tanks. I love playing. I work on it, and I play on it. And I play all the time.
Он говорит, что я играю в танки.
I'm up to 35,000 battles. I just clocked
У меня 45 тысяч боев.
Battle in my Cruiser 4. I play loads of medium and low tiers. Like I don't play a lot of the 8, 9, 10s. Not because I don't
Не
like
играю
them,
на десятках.
but because a lot of people in the dev team play 8, 9, 10. We have a lot of brain power on 8, 9, 10. And I'm the person who makes arguments for, trying to help out.
Многие люди у нас играют на восьмерках, девятках, десятках исключительно, и Пол говорит, что я представляю в какой-то мере тех игроков, которые играют на лоу-левелах.
Logic, colorblind mode. Did I mention colorblind mode?
Yes, it is.
Right.
So guys, before we hand over, I just wanted to remind you that we had a really cool interview on Wednesday with Andrei Blietsky about other stuff as well.
Glorious Leader.
Check it out, exactly.
Always listen to Glorious Leader, because whereas I'm supposition, he's reality. So always listen to Andrei.
And we actually learned a lot from that Wednesday interview.
Он говорит, что в четверг было интервью с Андреем Белецким, и на что Пол говорит, что вот Андрей Белецкий, он всегда его слушайте, он больше в курсе, видимо, и больше имеет вес, чем Пол Барн.
Exactly.
Yes. You know, you can actually go inside that tank with the camera, and their album covers are on the inside of the thing. Did you know that?
I saw that in the video.
Они говорят, что про Сабатон, что там в башне у них там обложки альбомов.
I talked to Andre and I said, well, can I have all these improvements on the Centurion line?
Yes,
and so we moved all the improvements on the Centurion line, and my Centurions got better. So I was very happy with the Sabaton tank.
В общем, так как ввели Сабатон, который был лучше, чем Центурион, поэтому бафнули Центуриона, и Пол был счастлив тем, что бафнули Центуриона. Ну, как англичане, в принципе. Где твой переводчик? Нет сегодня переводчика. Фу, по итогу, по факту, ничего особо такого не рассказал он. Пол, видимо, ну, он имеет меньше вес, чем Андрей Белецкий, поэтому ничего особо не говорит. Они говорили много про различные танки, много про личные отношения Пола, но по факту никакой новой информации лично я не получил. Так что, может быть, вы что-то почерпнули, но, честно говоря, как-то такое себе интервью с разработчиком, как по мне, ничего нового. Хочется промотать, но промотать не получится. А, нет, получится. Тут немножко я задержался. Мы промотаем. Так, с чуваком из Сабатона можно поговорить. Ребят, ну что, я предлагаю на этом закончить с ВГ-фестом. Я думаю, что мало кому интересно общение с чуваком из Сабатона, хотя есть, наверное, такие люди, но не с моим английским, что называется. Вот. Всем спасибо. Еще я думаю, что будет сегодня стримчик просто танковый, мы с вами просто пообщаемся. Поэтому, ну, новостей сегодня не будет, наверное. Сейчас я все посмотрю, вдруг какие-то новости появились, какие-то что-то вам нужно рассказать. Вот. Вот, кстати, вот Алак, вот тут бонус-код в углу. Он что-то дает, скорее всего, он дает что-то на евро-сервере, но, тем не менее, можете, у кого есть евро-аккаунт, можете ввести. У кого нет евро-аккаунта, те попытайтесь на RU-кластере это сделать, но, честно говоря, у меня терзают смутные сомнения. Давайте я попробую. Чтобы вас не напрягать. Вот так. Нет, у нас не работает. Так что это только для евро сервера бонус-коде. Все, ребят. Спасибо всем большое, что смотрели. В танчики покатаемся. Все. Всем спасибо, всем удачи.